All right, so today I'm going to be talking about the power of music. And what I mean by the power, it's not necessarily a power, but music, as I've written down here, has the ability to make you feel gooder, to make you feel better, to make you feel calmer, and just, after a long day or a long week, or almost like a depressional, or even like someone dies, or you're very anxious and stressed out, these feelings, this music, this calming maybe or not calming can make you, sometimes actually people who need a break, it just gets you a break, gets you out of your thoughts and emotions, right? And sometimes you need more of that emotion. So say you're very wrapped up, you might listen to some rock and get yourself even more wrapped up. Or you feel like you need to be feeling better, even though you feel decent, listen to a very kind of happy song. And that's what music does. Music has a power to it to, change spirits and to, it's a good way to chillax. So, first off, usually when I'm driving my car, there is one channel I'm on all the time, and it's called Air One Worship Now. Okay, good. And why do I like that channel? Well, because it's worship music, Christian music, and that feels good to just praise God, and these songs can do that. And exactly, I don't know if you saw, I put a post out on the platforms, and it was basically about that. This song by Phil Wickham and Crowder. It makes sense to me. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. We used to be chained, and now we're not. We're free, and now we're dancing. This song is so good. And that song, made me feel like thankful for the church I go to, for the Holy Mass that I'm being able to be a part of, for the people I'm surrounded with, for the car that I get to drive. As I said before, these things almost feel like dumb things, but they can't be taken for granted. And people do that all the time. I do it too. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm calling myself out, really. That's what this whole episodes are. Just a side thought. I was talking to Brother Arnold, the head of the Shaker Village, the other day, and he's talking about it's kind of cool to see and hear Holden's thoughts, my thoughts. That's what these episodes really are. They're really my thoughts, my journal entries. As I talked about the Shakers, Sabbath Day Lake Shaker Village, went to the Sunday meeting they have last Sunday, actually. And one of the people there, who's maybe a friend of the Shakers, I'm not sure, is Chris Moore. And he made a album. It's called Changing Union. There's a bunch of Shaker remake songs almost, and there's some Shaker kind of inspired songs. And which is awesome because I don't know, I like that type of music. He's got a website here, I'm looking at this. He's a songwriter, performer, and educator. And his songs are kind of just, Changing Union. You think it's like, one song is called Orchard. It talks about a lot of the stuff like being actually attuned to the world and understanding that there is something deeper behind all of this. To excel to a more heavenly plane, as sphere, as it says. And I would also say that Chris Moore is a very big inspiration to me. I talked to him the other day, actually, at Shaker Meeting. It's cool to actually have this musician, songwriter, I can listen to him and understand, learn the wisdom from these people. That's what I do all the time, right? I go to Holy Mass and I get these wisdom from the people who are there, right? I think that's what we all got to be doing more and more of, right? That's a different topic entirely. That's what songs carry, though, with them. Songs carry this wisdom that we can take from them and bring into our lives. Actually, you wouldn't even think about it, but there's a song by John O. Smithers, and it's called Celebrate. You did the song, and you wouldn't think it's like a happy, upbeat song. You wouldn't think it actually has a kind of deeper meaning to it, but I actually feel like it does. Celebrate all the moments, right? So basically, the song is just saying we all need a friend, we all have our own story, and there'll be magic in the end. But even though life can leave you lonely, there is no mountaintop too tall. Together we could fall, but I just want to be real close to you, and we can dance through the night until the darkness rises. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Yeah, 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 yeah. This song, it seems, I don't know, I like it, and it's upbeat, and it's very good. I mean, of course, All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. I had a whole video on that. Talked about exactly why that makes sense to me. Chris Brunel he's got a YouTube channel, and he does OCP song remakes of church psalms and gospel acclamations for the weekly masses, which is cool to get a little bit of a head start on that and listen ahead or listen after, just to kind of reflect and to hear it again. Because sometimes when you're at Mass, you don't fully hear it. Matt Mayer, he has a couple albums that I like. The Advent of Christmas, as well as Adoration, Volume 1 and Volume 2, which actually these are on Hallow, the Hallow app as well. Of course, Spotify as well. And Spotify is also cool because it also has podcasts. As I said, I watched Project Hail Mary a couple months ago, and that movie has a bunch of songs. There's a official soundtrack playlist on Spotify that I've kind of been listening to a lot. And Also other songs that are in the movie, which is cool to listen to and kind of dig deeper into like the movie again. I want to watch the movie again this summer because I feel like I didn't watch it the best in the theaters. As well as, of course, the Beatles. You can't beat the Beatles. The guy that George Harrison is actually from the Beatles, who did the All Things Must Pass song. Also, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram Stories, and radio are platforms where I listen to these songs. That's where I've been listening to them more lately. Even for me, some nights after I've like had a heck of a day, and it's like, okay, you know this song, I'm gonna listen to it. And I listen to the song, and guess what? After the song is over, I'm like, you know what? Life is so good. My motto is back on track. That song, I needed a little bit of fuel, and that song fueled me. Not from me, but from the song with that good energy, which is, that's what you need sometimes. So a new song that I found is a cool one. It's called Tick Season. It's a remake of Stick Season. The guy that made this remake is Emery Major, and it's a remake of a song by Noah Kahan. This song feels cool because, of course, living in Maine and living anywhere really probably, there's a lot of ticks. Those little pesky bugs. I hate them so much. It talks about in the song. And it makes sense ever more. Why is there a song about ticks? I don't know, but it's because they suck. It felt like pretty original too. It felt pretty good. And another sidebar here we can also say is AI, another thing. That didn't feel like an AI song, which is what was good about it. If a song is AI, it doesn't seem good to me, I feel like music should be a human thing. Otherwise, that human kind of reflection, the human like motivation behind the song, if that's not there because it's AI, well then maybe there are some good AI songs, but they don't have the same deep gut-wrenching feeling that comes from another human, right? It's a different way to relate to someone that you've never known. These songs almost make you feel like you're kind of friends with these people, these singers. Those AI ones wouldn't do that. There's also a podcast on Spotify. It's called the Sleep Zone Podcast, and it's got hour-long soundtracks of music, which is just very calming. And I've used that a few times after I've had almost like long days, and I almost was feeling a little sick, and that made me feel just very much kind of better. Helped me kind of get out of that. I have a personal soundtrack that is called Soundtrack. It's a playlist. This episode can't end without mentioning music and its ability during the holiday season, especially of Christmas and Advent. Christmas classics and hits, and Dan and Shay, they have a song, it's called Officially Christmas, and their album as well is good. So you can't forget about also Frank Sinatra and also Bing Crosby as their Christmas songs, and also non-Christmas songs. They have good songs. Beach Boys. Whenever I take Spanish class in school, they have this thing called Musica Miércoles, which is Wednesday music, translated into English. And that's cool because it's a cool tradition to have every Wednesday. And you listen to a song in Spanish, and you get to like kind of figure out some of the lyrics, and you have to learn from that. It's cool to hear music in a different language as well, because also, especially these Spanish songs, a lot of them feel very upbeat. I also like a lot of the songs there. I've listened to a couple, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually a very good song. I want to listen to that song again. Especially like the Shakers, the Shaker Sunday meeting. Their whole like religion is based off of music and testimonies through music, and that's what they do at Sunday meeting. They come out in testimony, and then they follow it up with a song that is originally theirs and written. It's a Shaker gift. These songs are Shaker gifts, and it's very pure of their religion. Happy birthday song. There's this guy on YouTube called the Happy Birthday Singer, and every birthday for my siblings, my mother and dad, I play this guy. He's kind of goofy, and he sings Happy Birthday in his own very kind of funny way with all these weird clothing and stuff on, colorful clothing and like hats and darn shirts. It's like, what? Dude. But it's cool. I'm learning that music is a very special gift that's kind of been, you could say, bestowed upon us, or we've kind of figured it out. And it's not just by singing. There's also instruments and ways of making music, even just like tapping and drums and like saxophones. My neighbor is a saxophone player, that's why I thought about that. And, trombones and trumpets. I wish I could be better at music one day. That's also a good aspiration for my life. I must mention, if you don't know, Skizzleman, he's a Minecraft YouTuber, and he likes the band Tool. Tool is a song. I listened to one of their songs. It was called 46 and 2, and it has a deep meaning behind that, actually. When think about it, 46 and 2 chromosomes. It doesn't happen. That's not meant to be that way. Hopefully this music and any songs and music in general has the power to influence and make your life better by kind of making you happier or getting you out of a dark spiral or just changing your mood. So join me and let's listen to some songs this summer, and let's have a good time, and let's celebrate, and let's worship, and praise God and thanks the world for this songs and this gift of music we've been given, because, it can change lives.